The last delivery. Jack, a pizza delivery man, sighed as his phone buzzed with one final order late into his shift. The address seemed unusual, taking him to the outskirts of town. His manager insisted, "Just drop it off and come back quickly." Reluctantly, Jack grabbed the pizza, zipped up his jacket, and stepped out into the pouring rain. As he followed the GPS, the roads became narrower and darker. The rain intensified, and Jack's windshield wipers struggled to keep up. After 30 minutes of driving, he arrived at an isolated, run-down house surrounded by trees. The address matched, but something felt off about the place. He hesitated, double-checking the address on his phone. The house had no lights on, and its windows were boarded up. "This must be the right place," Jack muttered as he stepped out of the car. He knocked 3 times, but no one answered. Just as he turned to leave, the door creaked open on its own. "Hello? Your pizza's here," Jack called nervously. A cold wind blew from inside the house. Against his better judgment, Jack stepped inside. "Leave it in the kitchen." A deep, raspy voice called out from the darkness. Jack followed the voice, his heartbeat quickening with every step. The kitchen was dusty, with broken dishes scattered on the counter. "Just put it on the table," the voice echoed again, but there was no one there. Jack turned to leave, but suddenly the kitchen door slammed shut behind him. He tried to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. Then he heard faint whispers coming from the living room. Jack grabbed his phone to call for help, but it had no signal. Slowly, he crept toward the whispers. Suddenly, they stopped, replaced by the sound of footsteps upstairs. Jack froze, his heart pounding, as the footsteps grew louder. Suddenly, a shadow darted across the room and disappeared into the kitchen. He turned around to find the pizza box now open, but the pizza was gone. "You shouldn't have come here," a voice whispered directly into his ear. Jack spun around, but there was no one there. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and the room plunged into darkness. Jack stumbled toward the door, only to find it replaced by a solid wall. A sinister laugh echoed around him. In the corner of the room, a figure emerged, its face pale and hollow-eyed. Jack screamed and backed into the table, knocking the empty pizza box to the floor. "You've delivered more than just a pizza," the figure hissed, stepping closer. The walls of the house began to twist and close in, as if alive. Jack darted toward a window and smashed it with a nearby chair. He jumped out into the rain, landing hard on the muddy ground. Looking back, the house was gone, replaced by dense forest. Shaking, Jack climbed into his car and started the engine hastily. As he sped away, his GPS beeped, rerouting him back to the same address. Jack threw the GPS device out of the window, but it continued speaking directions. In the rearview mirror, Jack saw the pale figure sitting in the back seat. The figure leaned forward and whispered, "Your next delivery awaits." Jack screamed as the car veered off the road into the darkness.